started making like still life paintings, and they were of things on desks. I was making paintings of photographs that I took in the office where I worked. And I was fascinated by that space and the experience of being like a secretary, and the inherent like boredom and malaise and things like that that go with working in a sort of ubiquitous like administrative job. My work is super process oriented in general, meaning that I have set up like a sequence of steps, I guess, that I take in order to produce the work. I kind of plan the painting, and then I set up this sort of like kind of formal structure with symmetry and slightly off, like moving the object slightly out of kilter with the symmetry. And I play with color in that realm, and I'll like take a million pictures. I'll have like a sketch for the painting, and then I trace elements and use tape and stencils and cut stencils and sort of make the painting in layers. I'm mostly thinking about sort of like the blurring of various aesthetics and how that happens through painting. I'm sort of like working both from life and from the photo. And I've sort of been like experimenting with tweaking like how much of it I'm doing from observation, like direct observation painting, versus like how much I'm relying on the photograph. So I'm either thinking of like a particular kind of light or a time of day or something, or light in a certain space. And then I'm also thinking about like a particular object and that particular object's like possible meanings or affiliations and things like that. I'm interested in like office aesthetics and leisure aesthetics and domestic aesthetics and how those things come together. And I'm particularly interested in like the aesthetics of social spaces. Most recently, I think I'm thinking especially about like how our physical reality is like blurring with and merging with like a virtual or digital space, and how that like fundamental change to the way we're existing in our bodies and in the world, like how that's shaping visual experience now or aesthetic experience now, and how it's like, yeah, making it strange perhaps, and it's new. Or paintings can like have the effect of slowing down time and like making one look more closely and potentially be self-reflective as well. I'm manipulating like the perspective, the composition, the scale of things. Like paintings are interesting to me because they're both objects, like actual physical objects, and then they're illusionary images often, or they're have a picture plane that we can enter into potentially. So in that way, I guess I sort of see painting as like a self-reflective metaphor for the physical experience. And I think that like, to me, painting has this unique potential to exteriorize that experience of looking, making looking more physical, I guess.